Welcome to this series of short features we've dubbed Spilling the Tea on Baroque. Every season, Tafelmusik performs Baroque repertoire from across Europe. But in order to do so, the musicians steep themselves in the particular flavours of each country, so their interpretations reflect the national styles and tastes. In this series, 3 Tafelmusik instrumentalists have agreed to sit down with me and spill the tea, or give us the insights on what inspires them about 3 famously distinctive nations, the French, Italians, and Germans. Julia, thank you for joining me to spill the tea on the Baroque music that you love and play with Tafelmusik.
Wonderful to be here.
So Bach, intensely passionate, personal, technical. Tell me what fascinates you about the way that he and indeed German composers wrote.
Bach takes the styles of many different countries and has an incredible way of putting them all together. Playing the music of Bach is like peeling an onion, layer by layer. At every layer you see something fascinating.
He includes all of these influences, yet never traveled.
I think somehow people came to him and music came to him, and I think he was the kind of person that sought out whatever music was happening.
In this G minor sonata, what do you really hear of the French?
For me, it was the French who really experimented with the crunchy, juicy harmonies, and that's what I see Bach also experimenting with.
As you say, Bach has this kind of a unique Bachness to it. What do you think that real German identity really is? Where do you think that lies?
What the German identity has given Bach is his love for counterpoint. And if you hear the music, you can follow what the bass line is doing, what the lower voices are doing, what the upper line is doing. And it's an amazing juxtaposition of both voices at the same time.
Our minds often go to the Bachs or to Handel, and perhaps to Telemann when we think of German Baroque music. But I think you have favourites which go beyond this. Tell us about some of those.
One of my favorite composers of all time, Heinrich Bieber. His music had a lot of Italian influence in it. But like Bach, he took the Italian influence and made it his own. Although Bieber was technically Bohemian, but he worked mostly in Salzburg. He also was a person who was incredibly creative and very deep musician. He wrote incredibly well for the violin. There's a collection of music called the Mystery Sonatas, and in it, 14 of the pieces are written in scordatura, which means the violin is tuned to something other than the usual G, D, A, E. This music also is incredibly layered because it has this challenge of the scordatura tuning. So like Bach, he presents a myriad of technical challenges to the performer, but these pieces are based on the mysteries of the Rosary, so the events in the life of Jesus and Mary. So there's a whole other side to them that is not necessarily immediately obvious to the performer. And to me, that's what I love about these composers, that I just can look and look and look at their music and it's never finished.
Do you think this is why we can have a lifelong love of Bach and still find new things as we go along?
Absolutely. I started playing this G minor sonata when I was 15. I feel like I could look at it my whole life and never find everything there is to see in it.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure to chat.